So I created this channel all around equity. That's building it and keeping it, and it's what I've dedicated pretty much all my life to. That's why it's called equity or death. There's really no backup plan. It's just we either get the equity or we don't. And with that, I've naturally identified a lot of problems along the way. I have one major thing I just need to talk about, and it's a huge way people bleed and lose equity when they don't have to. All right, so if you don't know, there's two agents that exist in a real estate transaction. You have the buyer's agent, you have the seller's agent. Now, I'm not gonna get into buyer's agency right now. Most of the time, they do a great job. They make sure that the buyer doesn't get scammed, they negotiate deals, they make sure they're getting their value. But seller's agents are who I'm coming after in this video. So the seller's agents are realtors who represent the homeowner or home seller in a transaction. These people do things like help determine the value of the house. They will list it, they'll show it, they'll help schedule closings and stuff like that. And the way they get paid is through commission. These realtors will take normally 3% of the total sale price of the house as their commission. And that is where my problem lies. So I told you earlier that I'm gonna leave buyer's agents alone. I'm still not cool with them getting 3%, but I see hardly any reasons why anyone should ever use a seller's agent. I could literally take a index card and write on it how to sell your house without one and save you at least 3% of your equity. Let's do some math. So let's go with the median sale price of houses in the US. It's like $450,000 to $500,000. So you're paying 3% to the buyer's agent, 3% to the seller's agent, and we're gonna ignore all other closing costs, title attorneys, taxes, whatever. After it's all said and done, just commissions, that's $30,000 that you're losing in your equity. The house that you have paid for your whole life, you raise your family in, that you've paid to maintain, that you care about, you are gonna give away $30,000. Now just think for a second. Name one other time in your life you would ever hand someone $30,000 for doing minimal work. So at this point, I think the only thing for me to do here is give you the hard and fast method on selling your house without a realtor. So the first thing you're gonna do is what's called a CMA. It's a comparative market analysis. Basically, you're comparing your house to other houses and you're subtracting things like bedrooms and bathrooms and kitchens and whatever. What I'm gonna do is link a tool in the description that's just great. Odds are if you lived in the house for 15 years, you've heard of all the houses in your neighborhood or like general area selling, you probably have a good idea of what your place is going for anyway. What you're gonna do now is you're gonna go online and find a flat rate listing service that you like. I'm gonna link a couple in the description. They're basically brokerages that you contact, you pay them like $500 and they will list the property in the MLS and it'll get out there just the same as if any other realtor listed it. It's proven that houses on the MLS sell for more and faster. It's like 20% faster, and time is money. I'm giving you the hard and fast method here, so there's a lot more stuff you're gonna be doing. There's paperwork, you have input documents, disclosures, all sorts of stuff. And these listing services will provide you with the tools you need to do all this. They have the documents, you can even call them and talk to them and ask them questions, and they are brokers, so they are professionals. Let's say you've done everything and finally you've accepted an offer, you got a contract, and now you're gonna schedule a closing. At this point, you're gonna reach out and contact a real estate closing attorney. Now you can work with a buyer's agent on this and they can kind of say, hey, I really like this guy, they offer this package, whatever. That is who's gonna handle everything. They're gonna handle the title work, they're gonna handle you getting paid, they're gonna deal with their mortgage and whatever. They're gonna take care of all of that. And that closing is normally where the keys are exchanged and you've sold your house. Of course, closing attorneys aren't free and the sellers normally pay that. So expect to pay anywhere from $500 to $2,000-ish dollars, just depends. And you would have still paid that if you had paid, your seller's agent. So that's not really a cost you can escape from. So, like I said, that is hard and fast. It's not an instruction manual. I'm just showing you that it is totally possible to do it yourself with minimal effort. And you cannot convince me that hiring a realtor to sell your house versus doing it yourself equates to losing that much money. It doesn't make sense. If money just grows on trees for you, then just ignore everything I'm saying. But if you're someone like me who actually has to freaking fight for the dollars they make, then it's worth your time.
Wait. Aren't you a realtor?
Yes, it's true. I do have a real estate license. I got it to buy and sell my own properties. And you may ask me, why are you self-snitching? Aren't you gonna give up potential business? I'm doing this for my YouTube channel. So I wanna build this channel, and the only way for me to do that is to be valuable to you all and to share with you some of the stuff that can help you, because that helps me, and that helps you, and that helps me. It's like a symbiotic relationship. I'm not worthy. But hello, I have returned. Why am I doing this? Well, we're like trapped like rats down here and there's someone in here, dude. I'm gonna have to do some James Bond shit.
I think you're stalling.
Yeah.